want you to get engaged. I want you, if you have questions, feel free to pop up the hand, ask the question. Open, honest answers is all I'm going to give you, okay? My portion of this, again, I go on choices and consequences, because in life, that's what life's all about. Preventing alcohol and risk-related trauma to youth, it's all about choices that you make and the consequences that can come from them. So, with that, like if you don't study for a test, what can happen? Fail. Are you going to fail? Is it a gimme? Is it guaranteed? No. How many people here can not stay for a test and get an A? Yeah, I can't. Not me. I'm the guy that fails. So, with that, if you make the choice, eventually you will fail, right? And I bring up choices and consequences, and I want to read this to you. This is kind of something that's interesting to me. It says, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and the laws of God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Has anyone heard that before? Not that you remember, because everyone's quiet. How about this? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Sounds like what? It is the Declaration of Independence. This is the letter that we wrote to England, basically saying that we as a country, and we are the best country on the face of the planet, we have more rights, we have more choices here. We have choices because of this letter. The people that got together and formed that, and by the way, that's pretty good English. I wish I wrote that well. They made the choice to say, hey, we don't like what's going on here. We're going to choose to break away from you. And when they talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, what do they mean by happiness? Freedom. What's happiness correlate to today? Doesn't it more relate to external factors rather than internal ones? Right now it's money, wealth, fame, fortune. Well, and I want to say that we should all be going for this happiness. This happiness is based on virtue. And I've written some virtues. There's a whole bunch of virtues, but I've written some of them on the board here. Courage, wisdom, fairness, self-control, love, loyalty, justice, integrity. See any bad words there? You know, we just had a training at our police department where the guy starts out and he says, I love you. I love all of you. And at first I thought, the first time I saw him, I thought, yeah, that's kind of weird. I know him. He's a personal friend now. And I will tell you, I love all of you. It's not that I want to marry you. It's not that I want to adopt you as kids. But I do. I love you. I care for you as people. I don't want to. I've been to 43 fatal collisions in my time, in my 16 years with the city of Folsom. 43. I don't want to go to a 44th and find one of you there. I don't want to find out that you made a bad choice. I want you to live virtuous lives. I want you to excel and be the next person that, I don't know, does anything. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Fireman.
You want to be a fireman? What have you done to get that job? Anything yet?
Yeah, I'm a volunteer right now.
Good on you.
For elder medals.
Excellent. How about back row? What do you want to do?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You don't know? Okay. Dude, I didn't know. I'm 31 when I got into this career. 31, that's kind of late. Now it's funny, I got people that are retiring, they're only 50. I got to go to like 61, 70. I'll be like, stop. How are you, man? Stanford.
I'm not sure now, but possibly becoming an orthodontist maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good money in that. Not that money's everything, because we just talked about that, but yeah, good. Kind of weird, kind of interesting. I mean, how many people thought that's orthodontist? Really?
Yeah.
That's neat. So when you look at the back of these lists, and you look at like, if you think about this continuum from deficit to excess, does anyone know what deficit is? Amount, what? Taken away? Okay. What's excess?
Like a lot. Having
More than you need. So like too much and too little. So if we look at any one of these virtues, would you agree with me that you could have too much or too little of any of them? Yeah? I believe when they wrote the Constitution, they knew that. They were saying we should base this on life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And pursuit of happiness means living a virtuous life, means making the right choices, and it means striving for excellence. So when we strive for excellence, is there a point on here where you could say, oh, that's excellent? Or does it move? Is it a sliding scale? What do we believe? Sliding scale. So like if we take courage and we say that there's a robbery down here at the Wells Fargo right on the corner, and I go over there and Andrew there tells me, hey, there's a robbery, and I grab my gun and I pull it out and I go running over there, and there's supposedly 3 armed men with AK-47s shooting up the whole place, and I run into the middle of Wells Fargo and I go, get on the ground, you and you there with a gun, get on the ground. Am I courage? Does that show courage? Am I courageous?
Yeah.
Where am I at on the scale of courage? Way over here? That's like tombstone courage. And if all of a sudden he tells me, hey, there's a robbery down there, I fall on the ground, I piddle myself, I start sucking my thumb, and it's in a fetal position, oh, and I start crying, where am I at on the scale? So somewhere in the middle is where I should be. And what's right today could be wrong tomorrow. Would you agree? So, and what I want to say to that is realize it's a golden mean that goes between the two. Try and find the excellence in your life. And know that if you hit it today, you won't hit it tomorrow. But you should always strive for it. And we make choices. You make the choice to text while you're driving. You don't drive yet. And by the way, we have any 14-year-olds? Or any 17-year-olds? Okay, so the rest of you, 15, 16?
Yeah.
Perfect. At 15, 16, you're at the point in your life where in 2 years, you're going to be 18 or 3. You're going to be 18, you're going to be able to make your own decisions. You can join the army, you can have sex lawfully, you can do a bunch of things at 18 that you cannot do it at 15 or 16. I notice there's some chuckles about the whole sex thing, and I will tell you, it's against the law for you to have sex now. You cannot do it. Physically, yeah, you can do it. But lawfully, you cannot. And I would say to you girls, you're not old enough, you're not smart enough, no offense, you're not wise enough to have sex. Because if you make the choice that you believe you can make, but you can't by the law, what's the consequence? You can get pregnant. What else?
You could get STDs.
You could get STDs. A lot of bad things can happen to you. Before I entered the profession of law enforcement, I was with somebody once where the detective came into the room and said, so-and-so, we can tell you now that, as you already know, you've been raped. We can tell you now that there are at least 32 suspects in that rape. This is a girl that went to a college party, got drunk, passed out in the back room, and was gang raped. Now, to give you the whole emphasis, because I think half the room doesn't understand what I just said. So guys, imagine you go to a party, you get drunk, you pass out and they put you in a back room, and you get raped. The way guys get raped. The little thought you have right now and the feeling you have in your stomach is what every single woman in this room felt when I first said it. I have been to parties here in Folsom where people have sent people to the back room. Oh, they're just going to go sober up. Has anyone seen somebody die, vomiting, drowning in their own vomit? I have. It's not the way I want to go. I can think of cool ways to die. I mean, seriously. Like when the Space Shuttle Challenger went up and they blew up, I thought that is the way to go. Strapped to a rocket going to outer space, sign me up for that. I would love to die that way. There was a fire chaplain I've been told, giving last rites at 9/11. So Twin Towers are coming down, he's giving last rites, doing his little fire chaplain thing, and a chunk of concrete, suppose he came and hit him in the head. That would be a cool way to die. If I was a fire chaplain, I'm not, but that to me would be a cool way to die. Drowning in my own vomit in a back room of some party I'm at is not the way I want to go. I've also gone to parties out in American River Canyon where there's a girl passed out in the bedroom. I walk into the bedroom, and I'm still getting used to the light from the hallway to the darkness of the house. I walk in, and I see 3 guys standing over this girl, just like, oh, yeah. One of them looks at me, taps his buddy, and they sprint. out of the room, literally, where I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I haven't even been able to recognize that there's a body on the bed. And the other guy's like, I'm dressed like I am right now. Finally, he turns over and looks over like, oh, cop, he's gone. Now I'm realizing, okay, this is a girl. Is she alive? Is she dead? Has anything happened to her? What do you think? What was about to happen? You think they were just there protecting her? Oh, we'll doing a little, she's okay. She okay on that side? Good. She's okay with my little area here. I think that was a rape that was about to happen. Talk to her friends later. Oh, she was just drunk. We put her in the back room. Really? Good friend, huh? How many people here have good friends that would put them in the back room? And when you think about that, I will tell you this. I stopped drinking alcohol. Stopped at 16. I open up to you because I figured we're close. I worked at a liquor store every year of my high school career. I was selling liquor as a junior, which was against the law, but I still worked there and I still sold. So here I am, John Q, young kid, selling liquor, had free access to liquor, but I stopped drinking. Why did I stop drinking? Because my dad is an alcoholic. How many people, and I'm not going to say your family, how many people know alcoholics? So if you know an alcoholic and you're related to an alcoholic, my personal belief is that it's a gene. I have no proof on this, so this is just me talking. I believe there's a gene. My dad's an alcoholic. His siblings are alcoholics. His grandfather was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. His whole side of the tree is an alcoholic. It's like you should just put on the family tree a bottle of alcohol, and that's it. And maybe a pack of smokes attached to it. Because that's what they died of. So I chose at 16, no more. I'm not going to drink anymore. Think that's weird as a 16-year-old telling your friends? Because I lived with guys and hung out with a crowd that said, hey, why drink unless you're going to get drunk, and why not drink? I made my choice not to drink because one day I have a buddy of mine come to me and say, dude, that party last night, that was awesome, wasn't it? Huh? Huh? Woohoo! Yeah! How do we get home? And I'm like, you drove. I drove? Holy cow, I was wasted. Did I make a good choice that day? That was before seatbelt laws. I remember the drive home, portions of it. So I thought to myself, and I started walking around going, man, that's really weird. Why would I choose to do that? Why do I want to be that guy? And then when I stopped, then all of a sudden I get ostracized. Oh, you think you're better than me? No, I don't. I think my dad's an alcoholic. I think his whole family's alcoholics. I don't want to become an alcoholic. I've seen the trouble that it puts families through. No, you think you're better than me. Come on, have a drink. Have a drink. Have a drink. Have a drink. Drink. Come on. Do this drug. Do this. Do that. Do the other. You guys don't, alcohol isn't as big now. Now it's more pills. I got this pill. Want to take it? What is it? I don't know. Take it. Why? Why take it? OxyContin? What's it turn into? What will you, if you're hooked on Oxy, what will you be hooked on soon thereafter? Heroin. We just had a heroin overdose earlier this week. I don't want any of you to get addicted to Oxy. I don't want any of you to get addicted to heroin. I'm not going to stand up here and preach to you and tell you, just say no. As a police officer, as a sergeant for this agency, I will tell you, say no. You cannot say yes to sex, say no to drugs, say no to alcohol. I know you will put yourselves in those situations. I told my mom, I'm going to be in situations. I'm going to go to parties. I know there's going to be drinking. She said, I don't want you to go there. I forbid you to go. And I told her, because I had an open and honest relationship with her, I go, if you forbid me to go, I'm just not going to tell you. Oh. Dang, that didn't work. How many people here have the ability to call your parents and say, hey, come get me? If you don't have that ability, please make it available to you. Have that. And I will tell you, I am a parent. I'm not my child's friend. It's not designed that way. If I can be a friend, that's a bonus to me. I want to be their friend. But first and foremost, I'm their parent. So I tell my kids, they're too young now, but they will, I tell them, you will call me. I'm not saying you're not going to get in trouble. But I will tell you this, I will go to the ends of the earth. I will go to hell and back to pick up my child, to make sure that they're safe. Or if they're not safe, that I was protecting them and doing everything I could to get them home alive when they died. Because I'm not saying if you call your parent up, hey, I'm in South Sac and bad party, can you come get me? And they come get you, that you're not going to get hit by the drunk driver. That car out there, you heard on the double fatal that we had on Folsom Lake Crossing? And the guy burned to death. A little crispy critter. He's a tater tot, not to make light of him, but he made a bad choice. And here's the weird thing. I met his daughter. He was driving drunk. I met his daughter, and I even told people, this guy's a dirtbag in my eyes. I said that. Meet his daughter. She gives a speech saying, it's my dad. I love him. No. And then I had a paradigm shift. My mind totally changed. He's not a dirtbag. He's somebody's dad. She loved him. He made a bad choice. That was an eye-opener for me. And for you guys, I hope this whole party program is an eye-opener for you. Because I don't want to go. I don't want you to be my 44th fatal accident I've seen. I want to see you do whatever you want. I want to see you become an orthodontist and make maybe not a lot of money, maybe, I wanted you to be able to have your family and support them, and I wanted you to live that virtuous life that we talked about. You can't make that doing bad choices. Do you have any questions for me? Because I know we're pretty much, yeah.
What's the worst fatal accident you ever been to?
There's a lot. I remember quite a few. What you mean by worst? They're all.
When was the last one that you've been
It's been a while because I was in professional standards, so I did kind of the PIO thing. So it's been a while, but I've seen mutilated bodies. I've seen people with their feet behind their heads, and one that sticks out for me was a drunk driver hit a motorcyclist. There were two people on the bike. The girl in the back she basically used the rider as a ramp, and so she was ejected up, probably flew 140 feet, landed, skidded for some unbelievable amount of feet. She was alive. When they got there, they actually called her parents. Her parents found out. They told her she's alive. They put her on Lifeline, and she died en route in Lifeline on the way to the hospital. That was bad for me because it's really bad when you ride up on a motorcycle to a crash and you see a motorcycle and you see the motorcyclist and think, well, that could be me. So that was kind of one that sticks out. I will say this, we had a former employee for our police department who stopped believing in God for a while because he had seen so many collisions happen to young kids that were your age, that he just checked out. He said God wouldn't allow that to happen. And that's sad. What else? Like I say, we don't have a lot of time together, so, and really, anything you want to know. And everybody always asks, no, I haven't shot anyone. Day's not over. But hopefully I won't. I have to.
It's not GTA. You don't just pull out the gun.
Shot like a tire or something? What about
It's not like once a week there's like a little
Larry
bang and
Campbell was a great officer in Rancho Cordova, kind of an icon, and he was hit by an older driver who was confused, killed, lost his leg. One of your officers, Pat King, was hit by a distracted driver, was off and hurt, or was that? No, that was Gavovich. But you see that all the time, and you have to worry about yourself, but you see your fellow officers.
Well, and that's the thing, like you're saying, distracted driving. Is the text that important? It is putting on your makeup, get up earlier, combing your hair, eating a burger. All those things are distracted driving. What's the safe speed to drive when you're not looking at the roadway? 0. It's simple. But people still do it. Watch today. Watch your parents. And do you have the courage to stand up and the wisdom to know how to approach your parents to say, quit texting while you're driving? Hey, maybe if your parents are that way, I know some parents will be like, who are you to tell me? I'm your dad. I can text while I drive. Woohoo! So, things to think about. Have that courage. Because Larry Campbell, when he passed, his motor partner was there with him, holding on to him. That's an awful feeling, watching your good friend die. It changed that unit forever. It changed the whole motor society. Come on in. I know you guys are done. So we're done, but I will spend a couple more minutes with you guys because everyone else will be filling in any questions and fielding anything. Like I say, I really appreciate your time. I hope that I want the best for you. I hope you're all able to move forward and make good choices in life.